Fala galera, aqui é o Lee e de volta aqui com King's Commons. Estamos aqui, a cidade foi atacada, estamos fugindo, só na perseguição e tentar se salvar aqui, né? Bora lá. Demorar muito não, que estão atrás de mim, né? Então vamos fugir só, ok, pra outro lugar, baby. Tá bom, não é hora de cantar. Estamos de luta aí, papai, mamãe não sobreviveram ao ataque. Ih, rapaz, confusão à frente. Será que eu consigo fazer alguma coisa? Provavelmente não, mas eu vou tentar.
Kapicsába, mi ez? Nyírjátok ki a fattyút!
Még sajnálni fogod, hogy megjelennél itt, te szarok!
Kicsit várnod kell, galambocskám, amíg elintézzük ezt a féleszűt.
Vai, corre, cavalo. Poxa, o cavalo ficou. Tenho que espantar esses cavalos para ele não correr atrás de mim, eu acho. Vamos ver se funciona. Vai, corre. Eu acho que a menina já tá salva, né? Ih, eu caí do cavalo, aí fudeu. Aí não vai dar não. Ih, na cabeça, na cara não, pô, pra não estragar o velório. Ok, tem que ser mais rápido, tenho que ser mais rápido. Fui lento demais, eu não aguento, pô. Tem que lembrar que eu sou o filho do ferreiro. Não fui treinado, tá ligado? Então eu vou apanhar facilmente aqui. Mas bora tentar, bora tentar fazer o que puder aí pra tentar salvar a Teresa. Não quero só viver com esse arrependimento no coração. Primeiro vamos afastar os outros cavalos. X assobia pro cavalo. Caminhada. Recupera, beleza. Beleza. Já afastei os cavalos.
Minél jobban vergőd! Kapicsába, mi ez? Nyírjátok ki a fattyút!
Még sajnálni fogod, hogy megjelennél itt, te szarok!
Acho que já foi o suficiente. Vamos correr agora. Fiz tudo que eu pude diante do que eu podia fazer, né? Ih, deu ruim. Estou sangrando. Tô metade de vida. Não dá, velho. Não dá, tá ligado? Até queria ajudar a galera, mas eu sou um inútil. Por enquanto.
Hamburg is to the left, along the stream. Yeah. Flee!
Tendo umas quedas aí de desempenho, né? Espero que isso não estrague a gameplay.
Run for it!
Tá dando uns lagadão, hein? E os caras tão como? Tão na cola. Bora, cavalinho.
Go! They'll kill you all!
Bora, cavalo.
Run for it!
Não me deixa na mão. Tão na cola, tão... Vai, 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 vai. Corre, corre, corre. Oh.
Oh my God! Wait!
Jesus Christ!
Help! Scouts have been attacked! Do something! Help!
Quickly, everyone! Get your asses here!
Hey! And loose!
Caralho, mano. Me perseguiram até a outra cidade. Estou salvo.
Quickly! We're closing the
Por
gate!
enquanto. Com a flechada no joelho. Espero que eu não tenha que aposentar minha aventura. Quem pegou a referência, pegou. Mas foi na coxa. Ainda bem, foi na coxa, não foi no joelho.
Someone give him a drink. And bring hot wine and bandages.
Vocês têm sorte. Se eu tivesse um pouco de treino de combate.
Who are
Quando...
you? And where are you from? What in hell's name happened?
I've come from Skalitz. They burned it to the ground. Slaughtered everyone.
Who? Who burned it to the
A
ground?
huge army. They attacked without warning. And they weren't Czechs or Germans either.
Who then?
I don't know. I've never seen armor like it or heard their language. Maybe Tatars?
Tartars, you say? Well, we'll deal with that later. First, let's have a look at that leg of yours. Grit your teeth, boy.
É,
Pull that hair out.
a medicina aí é... De médico louco. Todo mundo tem um pouco. Na idade medieval.
Easy. All done.
Easy. É,
You
não
were
foi,
lucky, lad. The arrow missed the bone.
não
You only
foi na
needed
tua
bandaging,
coxa.
and I've done that
Aí foi
often enough
fácil.
before. War is a good teacher. Can you stand? There you go. Good as new.
Thank you.
If you idlers nothing better to do, get back to work. You'll have to speak to Lord Divish. Can you manage?
Bora lá falar aí com... É o bichão aí das terras. Lord.
Sir, this is a survivor from...
I heard, Robard. Tell me, boy, what exactly happened? Did you see the ensigns of the attackers? And were there any more survivors?
So, I don't know what army it was, but it was huge. There were dozens of banners flying on the hill above Skalitz. The ones who did the slaughtering spoke a strange language. They burned Skalitz to the ground. But a lot of people took refuge in the castle. I wasn't quick enough. And as I fled, they shouted from the battlements that I should come and warn you.
The soldiers the boy didn't recognize. They could be those Cumans of Sigismund's. It said they came to Hungary from the east, and now they're the core of his army. Sacking Gutenberg must have given him a taste for stolen silver.
Skalitz is a small castle, sir. If Sigismund attacks, they can't hold.
Indeed, Sir Robard. And our small garrison would be no help, even if we could risk sending them.
You think we're next in line?
Maybe.
É. Muito provavelmente.
What's your name, boy?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith.
I know him. Did he make it inside the castle? I'm sorry. It's in God's hands now. No one else can help us. Anyway, thank you for risking your neck to warn us. Robard, take care of Henry.
Também não tinha muito o
Make
que
sure he
fazer,
gets
mas tudo bem,
something
né?
to eat and some
De
rest.
nada.
Yes, sir.
And get all the people inside the gates. We have to prepare for the worst. Make all the necessary arrangements.
As you command, sir.
Eu quero uma armadura resulente. Porra. Deixa pra lá. Resulente. Reluzente. Reluzente. Uma armadura reluzente. Também. Quero uma armadura reluzente também. Acertei, meu irmão. Eu vou cortar aqui as... eu preciso dar um cochilo e comer um pouquinho, né? Porque... eu tô cansadão. Tô cheio de fome.
Damn it, I'm hungry.
Opa, tô numa área privada. Alguém fala comigo, eu tô com fome, rapaz. Vou morrer de fome. Ninguém me ajuda. Vou conversar com...
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on a full stomach.
Valeu, valeu, meu irmão.
I heard about your father. They say he was a swordsmith who moved to the countryside to make horseshoes. I'm sure he had his reasons. He had a fine reputation. It's a great loss.
Adoraria ficar pra ouvir, mas eu tô quase desmaiando de fome aqui.
Ah, milady. You are fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man? Welcome, lad. Bojana here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear, aren't you, young master? Here you are, then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
Thank you, my lady.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the Outer Bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, my lady.
Opa, bom
Young Henry here
demais.
is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, yes, thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night, good night.
Good night, man.
Bom, casa, comida e roupa lavada.
When you've done, you can sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
Beleza, rapaz.
Something to eat.
Bora, Lenta. Acessar o inventário logo. Comer. Aqui, sopa de lentilha. E aí, tô bom? Comi. Pegar um queijinho também, né? Nunca se sabe. De graça. Eu gosto de estocar. Vai que, né? Como dizem, né? Seguro morreu de velho. Tô caindo de sono também, é melhor. Vou nessa aí, valeu pela comida. Ó, eu quero um cavalo assim, rapaz, com roupinha e tudo. Mas tá bom, tá bom. Então hoje eu vou cair de sono. É aqui, é meu quarto? Aqui não. Não, não é aqui. Também não é aqui. Onde é? É aqui, é aqui. Tá bom, bom. Tirar a bota, né? Não fazer feio aqui, né? Tirar o cachecol também. Vamos dormir. Tá de manhã. Tô precisando. Umas boas horas de sono. Ih, rapaz.
Keep your eyes peeled. If you see anything out of the ordinary, report it immediately. Understood? Yes, sir.
Yes?
Quem chegou aí, irmão? Quem chegou?
It is I, Henry. Forgive the intrusion.
Hum.
I didn't wake you, boy.
A Lady, né?
My lady.
Minha My Lady aí tá muito
No, not at all.
dedicada, né?
But
Pra um,
what brings
pra um
you here at
simples
this hour?
playbeu aí.
I
Chegou.
thought you could do with a little wine. It's just what you need to help you sleep.
Uhum.
My lady, thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a servant.
I was going to, but to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace, to let you know you're not alone.
Thank you.
Se não fosse casado, eu aceitava esse consolo aí.
You're welcome.
Não, o cara salvou minha vida aí.
Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you. But I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world, although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
Vou contar a história do
You
ataque.
might be right, my lady. I'll tell you what happened.
Agora tá
It was
um...
terrible and unexpected. The day started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands.
Agora tá... Algo errado não está certo, né? Vou
A
cobrar uma
fellow by the
dívida.
name of Kunish owed money to father, who sent me to collect it from him. Only Kunish had no intention of paying. It got a bit heated, as often happens when there's money involved, but Kunish still wouldn't cough up the coin. Father was too generous for his own good, letting even a scoundrel like that buy on credit.
Oh.
When I'd done all the errands, I headed back home. I promised Father I'd help him with his work, and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radzik.
Tô sentado no... no meio do nada. Vou sobre a vida.
The sword was taking shape when Sir Radzik himself came to have a look at it. He praised Father's work and said that with his smithing skills, he could easily make a living in Prague or Vienna.
You don't say.
But
Eu tô escolhendo o que dá mais chance de sucesso.
A horde of soldiers was amassed. Pennants flapped in the wind, the armour glinted in the sunlight, and the horses whinnied impatiently. They were waiting for Sigismund to give the command to attack.
How awful.
And then death descended on Skalitz.
Eu não lembro de ter visto não matar não.
I've never seen a raid before, and it was terrifying. The moaning of the wounded, death rattles, the terrible screams as swords passed through flesh. There was nothing but confusion, blood,
Muito pouco tempo
death.
sim, né, pra
It's
escolher.
very sad.
Ih,
I
falhou.
ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle.
É, tem que ficar escolhendo o que
I needed a horse to get to the
tem mais
safety of
chance de dar
Talmberg and
certo.
to warn you all.
And with all that was happening, you thought of others like a good Christian.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her. I had Sir Radzik's sword, and even though there were several of them and they were better armed, I had to try and save her. I wanted there to be at least one person I'd helped. And I succeeded, even though it almost cost me my life. After that, I stole a horse from them and rode off.
Like a valiant knight.
I'll never forget the horror. It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
That's terrible. How could something like that happen?
God alone knows why he lets such things happen.
You poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding, those who are corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings. Fate has not been merciful to me, and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors he went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Ali.
My husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
That's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king. And
Complicado,
sought
meu
help
irmão.
from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone, and my husband to rot in jail in his own
Ainda
castle.
no próprio castelo, meu irmão. O cara ficar
Years, you
preso.
say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus,
É,
did I
mas 7
finally lay
anos, né?
eyes on my husband once more.
7 years. And was Harvel punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all.
O cara ficar
But at
7 anos
least we were in the
preso, meu
city.
irmão.
There was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
Would that that were true, lad. Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own. I'll go and let you sleep. I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Good night, my lady.
Pesadelo, né? É, vou ficar assombrado por um bom tempo aí com essas memórias, quer dizer, eu não, o Henry.
Henry, wake up. You don't want to miss this.
What is it? What's happening?
Ninguém me
Come to the
deixa dormir.
battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
trocar a roupa, né? Pronto. Pega uma tocha na mesa. Aqui a tocha. Tá caindo um temporal.
Some scarlet surf, and you'll happily tell them everything.
Aye. At any rate, we ain't prepared for a siege.
But don't be daunted by the
Bora logo?
Heed my commands, and all will end well.
Hey, you men down there. Tell the people outside the walls to prepare for attack. Quickly, do you understand?
Ataque? Ih, rapaz. O que tá acontecendo?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talmud in the night? Especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on Skalitz.
Maybe it's not him.
Then who is it? The scouts Jivish sent to Skalitz to spy on Sigismund. Said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And Sir Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spies see?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get here.
Alguém tá pagando caro aí pela coroa, né?
Take care.
Halt! Who goes there?
Lucifer and all his minions! Who
Hey,
else,
hey,
Ravar?
Sir Radzig, what a relief.
Is his lordship there with you?
Yes, sir, he is right here.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep.
Well, Radzig, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either. In a big hurry?
It was a bit of a scramble, all right. Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
Thank God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left us storming the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talmberg?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
What will you do then?
We'll march to Ratai. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense and enough room for all of these people. If Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad.
Tô
That I
pronto
can't
aqui.
deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Skalitz.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
Sir!
Quiet!
Acho que tá mesmo, cansado de
I'm
ver.
sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Hovel of Baldic.
I've seen you've grown
Não
a
entendi a
thick skin
referência.
since your tribulation, sir. But thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable. Farewell.
Farewell,
Farewell.
friend. And good
Farewell,
fortune.
farewell.
Give my regards to Sir Hanish.
I will. And good luck to you and your people too. These are dark times. Move out!
Idade das trevas, né? O cara fugiu de mansinho, né? Provavelmente ele conseguiria segurar o castelo por alguns dias, mas era só isso, né?
Men, tonight we'll have triple patrols. Sort out the watches between you as always. And if I catch anyone boozing, playing dice or slacking off, I'll personally break every bone in his body. I want you to keep a close eye on everything nearby. Sigismund will surely have sent spies, and likely men as well, to follow the Skalitz people, now he knows they've fled. Keep your eyes peeled, and report everything to me at once. Understood?
Entendido, sir. Yes, sir.
Henry, I need to have a word with you.
Beleza, sabia.
What is it you need?
Posso ajudar.
I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen. Will you keep watch of the battlements with my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yes to.
Of course.
Pedido que você
I'll have to
respondeu
pay you
assim.
back somehow.
Splendid. And don't worry, I'll tell the men to relieve you later. May the Lord watch over you.
Então tá bom, né? Vamos ter que ficar aqui até amanhecer. E é isso aí, já deu aí, vai dar 40 minutos de vídeo. O primeiro episódio foi mais longo porque tinha, enfim, a introdução, né? Agora os próximos vou tentar fazer mais curto. Então, se você gostou aí, deixe seu like, se inscreva no canal e até a próxima. Vamos continuar acompanhando a história de Wenry. Vamos ver como eu me saio para atingir seus desejos. E valeu, falou. Tô ficando com fome.
Wandering around like a stray sheep. Must be your first watch, eh? I don't think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against the wall and wait till morning. I'll show you what's what.
I will. Thank you.
Eu tava de olho, rapaz. Esperar até amanhecer, eu tava esperando. Qual foi, hein?